Inside your bedroom, we stopped counting the days, lost in the rhythm.
No one make fun of my setup because I'm still setting up my office, my background. I know there's wires everywhere. I am figuring it out. I am getting a desk. Bear with me. We're working on it. Hi, hello. My name is Amy Prokopis and I cannot sit still. So we are recording this video because I have ADHD. So I am going to stand up. And yes, I had to completely unpack everything because I had already packed it away. Like I said, hi, hello. My name is Amy Prokopis, and I am an indie author of 10 books. I write paranormal romance and romantasy, always with a little bit of spice. Welcome to the video. Today, we are talking about anxiety specifically as an indie author, which is something I think everybody experiences, especially us as indie authors, although it looks a little bit different. And there are no videos that I could find on the internet that talk about these kinds of subjects for indie authors specifically. So I am making one, and I think I am a great person to make one because not only am I an indie author, a mom, a wife, just a really, really busy person who also struggles with anxiety in my personal life, but I am also an LPC candidate, which is just a bunch of fancy schmancy letters behind my name to say that in the state of Oklahoma, I am a licensed professional counselor candidate and I am able to provide therapeutic services to people. So I do therapy with people who struggle with anxiety, depression, a whole number of things. And so today I am going to tell you 5 tips and tricks in your author life that you can use to reduce anxiety every day as an indie author. First and foremost, I think it's really important to discuss that there is both positive and negative anxiety. Positive anxiety gets you motivated, it gets you to completion. It's what motivates you to hit a deadline. So, deadlines for indie authors are really good positive stressors. You know, you have a deadline coming up, you feel a little bit of pressure. It motivates you to work a little bit harder when you would rather just sit around scrolling on TikTok or reading a book. You do a little bit of writing instead to meet your goal. That is positive anxiety. However, there's also negative anxiety, which is things like those negative thoughts in the back of your head that are telling you at the worst opportunities that you're the worst, that no one will read your books, you're not a good author, you're terrible at this. Those negative limiting beliefs that keep you from doing things you enjoy or finding fulfillment in writing related tasks. Basically, negative anxiety is a real keeping you from living your most productive and fulfilled author life. And there are some ways that you can start to limit it in your author life on the daily, reduce anxiety, leading to better outcomes, not just professionally as an author, but also make you feel a whole lot better. And it leads to a lot more sustainable long term growth as an author because you're taking care of yourself. Anxiety, mental health, anything in the realm of that is twofold. I like to tell people that your mental health and your physical health are very much linked. And if you're really stressed out, especially for long periods of time, your body is going to start telling you in a lot of different ways. Maybe you get sick more often. Maybe you're tired every single day and no amount of coffee can wake you up. Or even worse, you can start to develop health issues like heart disease and other things that can drastically impact your health simply for the reason that you have too much stress going on in your life. So, here are some ways, 5 ways that you can reduce anxiety fast, simple, easy to feel a little bit better and be the best author that you could be. Number 1, recognize doom scrolling and eliminate it from your life. Doom scrolling is something I think we all do. If you are somebody that's on social media, you have probably caught yourself scrolling until you know it's a detriment to you and it's not actually helping. And now you're just wasting time away scrolling because maybe the next video is more entertaining. Maybe the next video makes me feel better. And it usually doesn't because something has already made you feel off. I'm not going to beat around the bush here, but we're also not going to talk in depth about it. Things are not great online. If you are plugged in at all, if you're an adult especially, you likely know what the state of the world looks like, and it's kind of grim. And headlines, tabloids, social media, everybody is talking about it. It's being pushed into your face. And let's face it, if you're on social media for long enough, you are going to come across something that probably sets you off, that makes you not feel so great. When you start to feel that shift happen, you see that one post, or maybe you've seen a couple of them, and now you know that you're not scrolling to do market research. You're not scrolling to engage with your readers. You're not scrolling to see what other authors are doing and what's working for them. Now you're just scrolling in hopes that the next thing you see is better than what you just saw, and that you feel better, that you see a funny cat video or something. That's doom scrolling, and it is making you not happy. When you catch yourself in this cycle, stop. Exit the app, go do something for self care that brings you joy, or something that's going to make you feel better. For some people, that's something a little bit productive that makes them proud, makes them feel accomplished. So maybe you go and take 2 minutes to unload the dishwasher. That'll make you feel proud. You've accomplished something, you did something productive, you changed your focus onto something else. Maybe you're somebody that you need a mindset shift. You don't need the physical shift. You need something completely different to focus on. So maybe you go play a game on your phone instead, or maybe you do a task that's more mentally engaging that is going to force you in a different mindset, which is like reading. Maybe you go read on your Kindle for a little bit instead, or maybe you talk to a friend. Something different that is going to then shift the focus away from the doom scrolling and limit it in your daily life. Number two, don't look at your book reviews. Reviews are for readers. We've heard it time and time again all over the internet. If you are an author like me that uses social media, you've seen it at least once before. If not, it crops up every few weeks. Reviews are for readers, and they are totally right. You don't need to look at them. They will not make you feel good. You will be sorting, doom scrolling in the reviews until you find one that is raving about your book. And I always liken anxiety and negativity to a cup of water, and you put a drop of black food coloring in it. All it takes is one drop to make the entire cup turn dark, but it takes a whole lot more water poured back into that cup to make it clear again. That's the same principle here. Once you've seen one negative review, it's like that drop of ink in the cup. You're going to have to scroll and scroll and scroll, and you're going to suddenly need all this validation that you are indeed a good author. You don't need that. You are a good author. Let me tell you, reviews are for readers. A lot of those people that are leaving negative reviews are not your target audience. They happen to read your book, they found out it wasn't for them, and they left the review. That's fine. Reviews like that are telling readers that if you are not into this specific thing, this is not the book for you. So it actually helps in a lot of ways for that book to find its target readership. That review is not for you. It is not for the author. It is not the feedback you want. The reviews that are for authors come from beta feedback, your professional editor, your ARC readers. You get the reviews before you publish the book. You get all that feedback before you've made the final product. Once you've put the final product out there, all of the feedback is for readers to make the best decision for themselves, what books that they will enjoy. And that is what reviews are doing. They're not for you. Don't look at them. Which lends itself really well into our third tip and trick, which is find an author bestie. It is super, super important to network. I think we all know that from a business perspective. Networking makes a gigantic difference. It helps you hone your craft, you get better at your work. But in the world of indie authordom, writing is very lonely. It is a solitary task. You sit in your little bedroom, in your office, wherever you are, writing by yourself most of the time. You produce the book most of the time on your own, maybe with freelancers' help, but it's different. It's a business exchange. You need author friends, whether they are in the same genre as you or not. You need people that also understand what goes into writing a book and what the experience is of being an indie author. You need those friendships. You need people to support you. Those are the people you turn to when you do accidentally see a bad review of your book on social media. You go to your author besties so they can remind you all of these things that I am telling you in this video, which is that you are not a failure. You are a good author, you are a good writer, and you are very successful and getting more successful. That's what author friends do for you, is they kill the anxiety that is trying to root in your brain. So it's so important that you have those friendships and people that understand what it really takes to do this job. Because if you don't, it gets really lonely. And just like I said about the reviews, author besties are great for sorting through your reviews. So if you are somebody that would like to use reviews in social media graphics or just as a way to push out your book for promotional reasons, author besties are great at sorting through all of the reviews for you and only showing you the good ones. They will sort through the negative ones so you don't have to. Let your author besties support you and build that community and foster those friendships. Number 4 is one you've probably expected, and that is to take care of your mind and your body. I said it earlier that mental health and physical health are very much intertwined. If you're not taking care of your mind and you're really stressed out, you're not in a proper mindset, your body will eventually tell you in so many ways. You'll get poor sleep quality and you'll be sore the next day. Or if it goes on long enough, you'll get poor sleep quality and then you're really tired the next day. And then if it continues on, it starts to bleed into all avenues of your life, including your author life and business. So take care of your mind and body. And the best way to do that is to find a hobby that does not make you money. Because I'm sure that for a lot of us, writing started as something we did for fun. It probably started for you as a hobby, but writing, if you want this to be a career and you want this to be your business, cannot be your hobby. You need a hobby that is only for fun and no other purpose but just for the hell of it. It needs to be something you do for fun, whether that is a weekly girls' night watching heated rivalry like I'm enjoying right now. Oh my goodness, I could go on and on. Love it so much. Or maybe you learn how to crochet and you crochet things, or you read for fun and pleasure, or you join a running club. Whatever it is, it needs to be something that supports your mental health, your physical health, or both, to help you keep well-rounded and give you a break for yourself. Give yourself a break from work life, from personal life, and focus just on yourself. The fifth and final tip and trick I have for eliminating anxiety in your life is to slow the down. I know you are probably on social media. We've already talked about all of these things. It is so hard to not see what all the other authors are doing. And sometimes it's important to see what they are doing. However, it's really easy to get caught up on how many books they're writing, how successful they are, how many signings they're going to, all the places they're traveling to go to these signings, and all of the success that they are having. First, you are successful too. Not everyone writes and publishes a book. Not everybody can finish writing a book at all. You are successful, I promise you, and you are going places. You need to believe that because it's true. You're putting in the work. But seeing that can really help get you into a negative spiral and contribute to stress big time. Let me tell you how it does that for me. I am somebody that falls into this pitfall of telling myself that I am going to do a little extra work to get ahead this week so that I can reap the benefits next week. And let me tell you, what I do is fall into a spiral of working really hard this week and then working really hard again next week and then working really hard again the next week to get ahead. And let me tell you, you're never getting ahead because you're always getting ahead. You're always working towards goals and progress and success, but you don't need to work that hard. It is a huge detriment to your mental health and then your physical health and just your life in general if you are overloading your plate. So here is my rule in 2026 that I am implementing for myself to eliminate overloading myself, which leads really quickly to burnout. I am doing my planning and my scheduling on Sundays like I always do, making my to do list, setting my intention, and then I kick one thing off of that list. And it's never a teeny tiny thing, not a teeny tiny thing like some social media post. It is always a larger task. I call them focus tasks because they're enough that you could focus a lot of attention to it. It's going to need more than an hour. Take one of those things off of that list and set it aside for next week. One of those tasks this week for me was getting my books, my ebooks, onto Draft to Digital so that I could set them up to be available in public libraries through their ebook system. Because now that KDP has made their adjustments to Kindle Unlimited and you can have your ebooks available only on KDP and in public libraries, that is something super important to me. I think it's huge, huge. I want to make my books available to as many people as possible. And I love public libraries, and I love that I can provide my books really affordable to people through that system. I want to do that a ton, but I can't do that this week with everything else and still be able to do my hobby. If I can't do my hobby in a week with everything I've put on my plate, I am trudging into burnout territory, and you are too. So, kick one thing off of your list. Don't overload your plate because you will fall into a terrible spiral. If this is you, you need to make a change. You overload your plate and then you're stressed out about getting everything completed. And then because you're stressed out about getting everything completed, you're not taking care of yourself. You're really tired. You're not seeing your friends or you're limiting your time with your friends. And then you're really tired because you're doing all this extra work, which means that you are then tired for work and tired when you sit down to write and you're not doing your best writing work and you're barely getting things completed and it's stressful. And then the next week, you complete the same task over here by overloading your plate. It is a vicious cycle that leads very quickly to burnout, and you can avoid it by kicking one thing off your to do list, doing a little bit less, because I promise you, all those other authors you see online that are doing all of these amazing things, going all these amazing places, publishing so many books in a year, I promise you're not seeing the full picture. You don't know what they did with the other 24 hours of their day after they posted that one thing on social media. You don't know what the heck they did with the other 6 days in the week, let alone the rest of their life. I promise you, what we see on social media is fake, if not heavily exaggerated. And everybody's time looks different, and it's different than your time. Be realistic, take what you can do, and be really proud of that because every single week, all those tasks you're accomplishing are, I promise, moving you forward every single time. Those are my 5, although I ramble a whole lot, so it's more like 6 or 7 tips and tricks to eliminate anxiety in your life. I hope they were really, really helpful to you. Let me know down below in the comment section. Give a like to this video because likes are free and they're super helpful in pushing out content, getting this to the right crowd, just like reviews are for readers. That can help people find this video who are also interested in this information. I don't know. And want to hang out with me because I think I'm kind of fun. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Check out the links in the description box for all of my books, my social media. I have a lot of fun over there. There is still a promotion going on in my Patreon. You can get 90% off your first month on the $5 tier when you join before January 24th. So today's the last day. Go check it out. I'm going to try to get this video up today so you can see it. If you haven't, I'm sorry, it's probably past. I'm just rambling now. But thanks for joining me. Read books, be kind. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.